welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be removing and reinstalling both front and rear wheels on this R1200GS. We're going to be working on the ground rather than a lift. So the first thing we're going to do is we got two jack stands underneath the motorcycle. This bike has a pretty good skid plate, so we can use that to, we're not going to jack the bike up, but we're just going to balance it so both wheels are off the ground, and then we can safely take both front and rear wheels off without having to worry about it tipping over. So I just have a flat jack on the front of the skid plate and then one on the back. So now that we have both wheels off the ground here, we're gonna take off both of the front calipers. To do that, you just need a 13mm socket or a 13mm wrench. Then we're gonna head over to the other side. All right, so now that the calipers are off and out of the way, we're going to want to undo this axle bolt. We're going to undo with a T45 Torx both of our pinch bolts at the bottom of the fork leg. And then should be able to push our axle straight out. Kind of use that bolt just to thread it in one single thread, and then you can just push it through. So on this side, you should be able to use if you have one of these at home, it's a 19mm Allen key that goes inside the axle there. And you can just use that. You don't even need a wrench. Just kind of roll your front wheel out of there. Okay, so now moving on to the rear wheel. To get the rear wheel off, the first thing we want to do is just take this mud guard off with a T30 Torx bit. And with a T50 Torx, we just take off the lug bolts here. Jeez.
That one was on there.
All right, so now we put it back together the same way we took it apart. So let's start with the rear wheel now that we have this brand new tire on it. Same way you took it out, you just kind of slide it up in there. To make it so your wheel's not spinning as you're trying to torque it, put it up into gear. All right, so moving on to our front wheel. Again, it's just the same way we took it off. You're gonna slide your rim into there, make sure your wheel spacers stayed with your wheel. Pick that up. Just pop that through like that. We're gonna come around to this side and replace our axle nut here. All right, so move on to our brake calipers. Again, just slide your pads into there. There's little dowels that line the caliper up. And then we'll move up to our pinch bolts up front here. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any other viewer video suggestions, please mention it in the comments below. Thank you. Have a safe ride.